Hey guys, gizmoddict here, and Asus has finally launched the ROG phone in India. So this was one of the most anticipated phones of 2018, and I was actually fortunate enough to check this phone out a couple of days back before the official launch. So in this video, I'll be giving you guys my first impressions about the phone. I'll tell you everything about it, and we'll also take a look at the plethora of accessories that Asus is making alongside the ROG phone. So since I'm making this video before the actual launch of the phone, I don't know the pricing yet, but then all of the details would be available in the description box. And if you're new here, then definitely hit the red subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you don't miss more videos like these in the future. Now let's get started. So first let's talk about the ROG phone itself. On the outside, the phone has a very distinct and a futuristic design. It looks unlike any other phone in this market, and it has these diamond cut highlights all around. The camera and the fingerprint sensor are weirdly shaped. The phone itself is an amalgamation of glass and metal, and you've got some exposed bits on the back of the heatsink of the phone that looks very cool. And how can I miss the ROG logo on the back? It has an RGB lighting underneath which can be configured in a bunch of ways using an app. And overall, I love how quirky the design of this phone is. It definitely is a bulky phone, it feels solid and heavy in the hand, but then Asus hasn't wasted the real estate on this phone at all. You've got a 4000 mAh of battery, there are 3 USB Type-C ports, 2 of which are on the side to connect all of the accessories. You also have a headphone jack, and there's also a 6-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display which is flanked by stereo speakers. So yeah, Asus hasn't wasted the space at all, and I'm very happy that this phone gets a headphone jack. And that display is amazing. It is an AMOLED panel with a contrast ratio of 1,00,000:1, and you've got 90Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond of response time. That's amazing for an AMOLED panel, and you really have to experience it because I can't show on the camera how smooth 90Hz feels. Most of the phones that we have are at 60Hz, and trust me, 90Hz feels a lot smoother. And even basic activities like scrolling through the phone or switching between apps feels a lot more smoother on a 90Hz panel. Plus, it's an AMOLED display, so you've got very nice colors, deep blacks, and the response time of 1 millisecond makes everything better while gaming. You should definitely experience this display in real life. And lastly, Asus has this thing called air triggers, wherein you can map the edges of the phone to the on-screen buttons in the game. So in PUBG, I mapped the shoot button and the scope button to these air triggers, and effectively you can use 4 fingers to play the game, giving you an advantage over your opponents. It's really awesome. And I think Asus also has this haptic feedback sort of thing in which the phone will vibrate during some intense scenarios in the game. So that's all you need to know about the outside of this phone. On the inside, the ROG phone gets the world's fastest Snapdragon 845 processor. It's clocked at 2.96 GHz. You've got 8 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage, and Asus also has their custom vapor chamber cooling system inside the ROG phone to keep things cool. The phone runs on Zen UI based on Android Oreo, but then Asus has added their own apps like Game Genie, which lets you configure the phone with all of the accessories that they have, along with a couple of other features. You've also got Qualcomm's Quick Charging 4.0, so the phone can go from 0 to 60% in only 30 minutes, and the adapter will be included inside the box. You'll also get Asus's Zen Ear Pro earphones that you got with the Zenfone 5Z inside the box of the ROG phone. And apart from that, if we talk about the cameras, they are very similar to the Zenfone 5Z. The only difference is that the rear-facing camera has an aperture of f1.7 and not f1.8 as on the 5Z. Apart from that, I think the sensors are almost identical. So that's all you need to know about the ROG phone. Now let's move on to some of the accessories because Asus has made some really amazing stuff for the ROG phone. First, we've got this cooling fan. It comes inside the box of the phone and it basically plugs into the dual Type-C connector on the side. It has a cooling fan, an RGB light on the back, and a Type-C port and a headphone jack on the side. So on any other phone, you've got the charging port as well as the headphone jack on either top or the bottom, and it intrudes while playing a game. But if you're using the ROG phone, then you can plug them on the sides and they would not intrude while you're playing a game. And like I said, this comes for free inside the box, and it also has a cooling fan, so I think it can reduce the phone's temperature by around 4 to 5 degrees. The next accessory is my favorite, which is the twin view dock. It is the coolest accessory for this phone because it adds a secondary display exactly like the one on the ROG phone, so you can do 2 things at a time. It also has dual speaker system built in, a vibration motor, 6000 mAh of battery, and a pair of physical triggers. It's gonna be of great use to the live streamers because you can have your game on single screen and on the other side you can have all of your comments. Even some games are adopting this, and Asus actually demoed a game called Free Fire where you can play on one screen and open something like a map on the other. Seriously, this is my favorite accessory for this phone. Next up are mobile docks for the phone. There are 2 of them. You've got the basic professional dock which has an HDMI port, a Type-C port, an Ethernet LAN port, and 2 USB ports, so you can actually plug your phone into the dock, then plug the dock into the monitor and have a mini workstation setup. The second dock is more epic because apart from having an RGB light, it adds tons of input-output ports on the phone. I can't even remember all of them, so I'm just gonna show it on the screen, and while it sounds a bit too overkill, it works well. With the help of these docks, you can actually connect your keyboard and mouse and have a desktop-like gaming experience on your ROG phone. Lastly, we've got GameWise. So this is a controller sort of thing which attaches to your phone. It's got a bunch of buttons like a typical console, and you can map them using the Game Genie app on the phone. It kind of looks like the Nintendo Switch, and it gives you the portable console-like experience on your phone. There's also another accessory called VEGA which you can use with the GameWise. It basically lets you stream your phone's display over Wi-Fi to your TV without any kinds of lag. It uses the Wi-Fi AD band, and there is a separate VEGA option on the phone with which you can wirelessly mirror your phone's display. Unlike normal screencasting where there is a clear half a second lag, this promises a lag-free experience. The VEGA basically connects to your TV or the monitor with HDMI. And then you can connect your phone wirelessly to VEGA. Sadly, for some reason, VEGA is not coming to India, but then all of the other accessories are launching, and I'm very curious to know the price point of all of them. So overall, the ROG phone actually feels very exciting. You've got these bunch of interesting accessories. The phone is actually great, and I can't wait to try it out. Hopefully, I will get a review in it. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely not purchasing this phone for review. So let's see, as and when I get the review unit of the phone, I'll make a full review for you guys and maybe some more game streams or something like that if you're interested. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments. As of now, this is all I have to say about the ROG phone. This was my first impressions video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any more questions, then please let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure that I'll answer to all of the questions. You can also follow my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page and ask your questions there. Anyways, that's all for now. If you guys liked the video, then please hit the like button. If you're new here, then hit the red subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you don't miss more videos like these. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back in your notifications very soon.